Antarctica, the most isolated, hostile, and unexplored continent on Earth, a place of extreme cold and extreme secrecy. File 010. In August 1946, the United States Navy launched a mission. Officially, it was called Operation Highjump, a simple scientific and training expedition led by the legendary explorer Admiral Richard E. Byrd. But there was nothing simple about it. Why would a scientific mission require 13 naval ships? Why did they bring an aircraft carrier, multiple destroyers, and a submarine? Why send 4,700 heavily armed Marines to a frozen wasteland? You don't send an armada to study penguins. You send an armada to fight a war. Rumors suggested they were hunting for a secret Nazi base, known as Base 211, established during World War II. Others believed they were looking for something much older and much more dangerous. The fleet arrived in the Ross Sea in late December 1946. They began mapping out the coast, but in early 1947, the mission abruptly and catastrophically fell apart. According to leaked reports and alleged crew testimonies, they didn't just find ice, they were attacked. But not by enemy submarines or human soldiers. Survivors described craft that could fly silently, moving at impossible speeds. Craft that could burst out of the freezing ocean and maneuver in ways that defied physics. A Soviet espionage report, allegedly leaked years later, stated the U.S. fleet suffered heavy casualties. Several aircraft were lost. A destroyer was severely damaged. And Admiral Byrd was forced to retreat. A mission scheduled to last 6 to 8 months was completely abandoned in a matter of weeks. When Admiral Byrd returned to America, he gave an interview to a Chilean newspaper. He issued a terrifying warning. He said the United States needed to prepare for a new kind of enemy, an enemy that could fly from pole to pole with incredible speed. What exactly did he see? For decades, the true events of Operation Highjump were buried until the alleged discovery of Admiral Byrd's secret diary. The diary speaks of a flight that went beyond the ice. "I must write this diary in secrecy and obscurity," it begins. On February 19, 1947, Byrd flew over the polar region, but his instruments started spinning wildly. The ice below him began to change. The blinding white snow was replaced by green forests. A massive valley hidden deep within the icy wasteland. He reported seeing rivers, mountains, and a warming temperature. And then he saw the impossible, a massive animal moving through the underbrush, a woolly mammoth. But the shocks didn't end there. His radio crackled. A voice spoke to him in English with a slight accent. "Welcome to our domain, Admiral." His plane was taken over by an unseen force. He was guided into a massive, glowing, crystalline city, a civilization far older and far more advanced than ours. The Agartha network, the inhabitants of the inner Earth. They warned Byrd about humanity's recent use of nuclear weapons, stating that our destructive path would lead to a new dark age. Byrd was ordered to return to the surface with this message, but the surface world wasn't ready to listen. Upon his return, Byrd was reportedly detained by the military. He was subjected to intense interrogation by top security forces and ordered to remain silent on behalf of humanity. The military classified everything. The inner Earth was sealed. But how do you hide an entire continent? You make it illegal to go there. In 1959, at the height of the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union, sworn enemies, suddenly signed the Antarctic Treaty, a pact that militarized the ice and banned independent exploration. Today, you cannot freely travel to Antarctica. You must follow strict government-approved routes. Deviate, and you will be intercepted. What are they guarding? In recent years, satellites have detected massive thermal anomalies, heat signatures underneath the miles of ice far too hot for normal geology. Whistleblowers speak of giant ancient structures buried below, and no-fly zones that protect airspace over nothing but white as snow. Operation Highjump wasn't a scientific mission, it was a breach into a world we were never meant to find. In 2016, legendary astronaut Buzz Aldrin was medically evacuated from the South Pole. Shortly after, a cryptic tweet allegedly appeared on his account before being deleted. We are all in danger. It is evil itself. What did the second man on the moon see hidden in the ice? Today, independent researchers scour Google Earth for anomalies, finding massive, unnatural entrances perfectly carved into the mountainsides. Runways measuring miles long, visible only when the ice melts, and military whistleblowers are finally breaking their silence. Contractors from aerospace giants report building deep underground facilities designed not for humans, but for something else entirely, something that has been sleeping under the ice for thousands of years. Global warming isn't just raising sea levels, it's melting the cage. If Admiral Byrd's diary is true, the beings in the hollow earth warned us. They told us our nuclear weapons would bring our destruction. Are they our protectors, waiting to intervene? Or are they simply waiting for us to destroy ourselves so they can reclaim the surface? The governments of the world know the truth. That's why the Antarctic Treaty holds strong even when nations are at war. Because some secrets are too terrifying to share. They are watching us, and soon the ice will be completely gone. What will we do when we finally meet our neighbors? This is just one file in our archive. There are countless more hidden in the dark. If you want to uncover the truth, hit the subscribe button. Like this video to help us breach the algorithm, and leave a comment. Do you believe the inner Earth is real? Until next time, keep your eyes open.